poetry. Poetry is from the Greek poem. To make a poem is something made, or in English we would more naturally say crafted. Poetry is form of expression. Writing it lets us get our feelings and thoughts on a subject, while reading it encourages us to connect and find meaning in our experiences. Poetry can have a positive impact on the social and emotional learning of children. It may offer them a new way of thinking about something. There are three main kinds of poetry: narrative, dramatic, and lyrical. It is not always possible to make distinction between them. For example, an epic poem can contain lyrical passage, or a lyrical poem can contain narrative parts. Poetry literature that evokes a concentrated imaginative awareness of experience or a specific emotional response through language chosen and arranged for its meaning, sound, and rhythm.
Drama. Drama is the art of composing, writing, acting, or producing plays. Literary composition intended to portray life or character or enact a story, usually involving conflicts and emotion, exhibited through action and dialogue, designed for theatrical performance. The word drama comes directly from Greek, meaning action or a play. Since ancient Athens was a hotbed of dramatic theater, drama created and shaped by the elements of drama, which for the drama 8 course are listed as role, character, and relationships, situation, voice, movement, space and time, language and text, symbols and metaphor, mood and atmosphere, audience and dramatic tension. In a good play, each action or event happens for a reason. A plot can serve a theme and will influence the growth or decline of the characters. Aristotle identified plot and characters are the two most important elements of drama.
Imagery refers to the language that simulates the reader's senses by evoking those senses through touch, taste, sound, smell, and sight. The reader impacts the deeper understanding of the human experience, connecting with the readers through a shared sensory experience. Sensory imagery is a literary device writers employ to engage a reader's mind on multiple levels. Sensory imagery explores the 5 human senses: sight, sound, taste, touch, and smell. The types of imagery: visual, auditory, olfactory, tactile, and gustatory. The 5 senses. Readers use imagery to build a specific sensory experience for readers to imagine and relate to. Literacy devices such as simile and metaphor can be used to create imagery. An easy way to spot imagery in text is to pay attention to words, phrases, and sentences that connect with your 5 senses: sight, smell, taste, touch, and sound. That's because readers know that in order to capture a reader's attention, they need to engage with them mentally, physically, and emotionally.
Plot. It is literally the sequence of events, and in that sequence we'll learn more about the characters, the setting, and the moral of the story. In a way, the plot is the trunk from which all the other elements of a story grow. There are 5 elements of plot: exposition, rising action, climax, falling action, and conclusion. Exposition. This element of plot is the introduction stage of a story. The exposition is the start of a novel, drama, or film, and it comprises the following: rising action. The rising action in the plot of a narrative usually involves an extensive description of the incidents that create a build-up to the climax. Climax. Please take note of the following points about the climax as an important stage in the plot of a literary work. Falling action. The falling action part of the plot prepares the reader for the conclusion. It is the next stage after the climax.
Resolution. The resolution is also known as denouement. It is all about the actions and events that finally bring the story to an end.
Figure of speech. Any intentional deviation from literal statement or common usage that emphasizes, clarifies, or embellishes both written and spoken language. Figures of speech are found in oral literatures as well as in polish, poetry, and prose, and in everyday speech. Greeting card rhymes, advertising, slogans, newspapers, headlines, the captions of cartoons. These are the example of figure of speech. Alliteration, the repetition of initial consonant sound. Anaphora, the repetition of the same word or phrase. Irony, the use of words to convey the opposite of the literal meaning. Metaphor, an implied comparison between two similar things that have something in common. Synonymy, a figure of speech in which a word or phrase is substituted for another with which it is closely associated. Onomatopoeia, the use of words that imitate the sounds associated with objects or actions directly. Personification, a figure of speech in which inanimate objects are abstracted to endowed with human qualities or abilities. Synecdoche, a figure of speech in which a part is used to represent the whole.
Diction. In writing, diction is the strategic choice of words based on the audience, context, or situation. It can also express additional meanings or particular styles. Types of diction: slang, colloquial expression, jargon, dialect, idioms, concrete diction, abstract diction, denotation, and connotation. Slang. Slang refers to a group of recently coined words often used in formal situations. Colloquial expressions, non-standard, often regional ways of using language appropriate to informal or conversational speech and writing. Jargon, words of expressions characteristic of a particular trade, profession, or pursuit. Dialect, dialect non-standard subgroup of a language with its own vocabulary and grammatical features often used to reveal a person's social or economic class. Concrete diction, specific words that describe qualities or conditions. Abstract diction, language that denotes ideas, emotions, conditions, or concepts that are intangible. Denotation, exact, literal definition of a word dependent of any emotional association of secondary meaning. Connotation, implicit rather than explicit meaning of a word and concise of the suggestions, associations, and emotional overtones attached to a word. Common types of diction. Elevated or formal diction consists of a dignified, impersonal, and elevated use of language. It follows the rules of grammar, syntax exactly and is often characterized by complex words. Middle diction consists of correct language usage but is less elevated than formal diction. It reflects the way most educated people speak. Colloquial low diction consists of vernacular or slang and often uses idiomatic expressions. Poetic diction, descriptive, elevated language full of imagery, metaphors, and simile.